From the Millersville University Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Elliott.
And I'm student meteorologist Gabe Keller.
Here with the medium range forecast and video discussion issued on Wednesday, September 25th. Well, Gabe, looking out the window, it's cloudy, damp, dreary. It's been this way for several days, and it looks like we're going to have more of the same here over the next 4, 5, 6 days.
Yeah, unfortunately, it really has been a crummy week, and that's really not going to go anywhere as we head into the weekend. It doesn't really look like a pleasant weekend to be out.
No, not at all. And all eyes right now are on what was newly just become Hurricane Helene in the western Caribbean Sea that's going to track through the eastern Gulf of Mexico over the next 24 to 48 hours and rapidly intensify, likely making landfall as a Category 3 or 4 hurricane around Florida's Big Bend region. So as catastrophic of impacts as it's going to bring to that area, fortunately it looks like our area here in the Lower Susquehanna Valley is going to deal with minimal impacts from that system because there's this large upper level low that's going to cut off or become detached from the jet stream over the southern or lower Mississippi Valley, and that's essentially going to absorb Helene and draw it farther north and west into the Tennessee and western Ohio Valley. So it'll keep it pretty far to our south and west.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're still going to get some clouds and some of that southeasterly flow, so it's going to be very much like what we had today, but it is going to be a little bit warmer.
Yeah, that'll be the one, silver lining in this whole pattern. But again, Gabe, it still looks like a pretty crummy weekend.
Yeah, so here you go. I mean, this is the remnants of Helene right here. You can see it kind of dies over the Tennessee Valley and Mississippi Valley there as it gets absorbed by the upper level lows, Kyle was saying. And we're still going to get this pull of southeasterly flow off the Atlantic Ocean and bring in a more tropical air mass. So that's why we're going to be a little bit warmer than this kind of cold, damp, dreary weather we've had over the last couple of days. But it's still going to be cloudy. Going to see some scattered showers around. And taking a look at the European model for the same time, you can see more of the same. Just scattered showers. You might get like a dying band from the remnants of Helene there. But more of the same, cloudy, a little bit warmer. That is the silver lining. But still not going to see much of the sun this week, and I'm really starting to miss it. And then taking a look at Sunday, you can see kind of more of the same here. The low is just kind of meandering down there along the eastern United States, and we're still seeing those showers. It should be a little bit more isolated on Sunday, but still can't rule out any showers. Some areas could remain dry, but we're also just dealing with that mist. So it might not be measurable precipitation, but it still is that precipitation nonetheless. And you could start to see those wet leaves as we start heading into fall. Those are really the only impacts we could see is just wet leaves on the roadways.
Yeah, and as Gabe was saying, that's about it. The rainfall amounts here in the lower Susquehanna Valley, northern Maryland, southeastern PA, we may see a ½ inch to even 1.5 inches of rain over the course of 3 or 4 days, but it's going to be a gradual process over the course of those 48 to 72 hours. So flooding really isn't going to be a concern here across most of the mid-Atlantic states. Now, the models do diverge a little bit early next week. The GFS suggests that this large high-pressure system, you can't really see it here on the map, but trust me, it's there over eastern Canada. It is also exerting its influence down the eastern slopes of the Appalachians, and it suggests that high is a little bit stronger, and it pushes what's left of Helene back out into the western Atlantic. The European model suggests that high is a little bit weaker. So yeah, sure, the remnants do exit into the western Atlantic, but they do so farther north, off the Delmarva Peninsula instead of off the Carolinas. So as a result, the Euro would suggest that we're still caught in that southeasterly flow regime on Monday with periods of light rain and drizzle. But by Tuesday, no matter which model you look at, the remnants of Helene are well off to our south and east, and they shouldn't be impacting us anymore. But then our focus turns to a weak cold front that's going to be sweeping southeastward through the Commonwealth from Tuesday into Wednesday. The Euro suggests there's a little bit more moisture with that front. The GFS suggests there's a little less. But either way you slice it, I don't really see more than scattered showers from Tuesday into Tuesday night. And again, out ahead of that front with winds turning back around to the west or southwest ahead of it, temperatures should be a little bit higher by Tuesday. So as we take a look at the medium range forecast, cloudy and seasonable on Saturday with scattered showers, high 72. Cloudy and still quite dreary on Sunday with an isolated shower, high again in the low 70s. Pleasant on Monday with a mix of clouds and sun, high 74, and then looking forward into Tuesday, partly to mostly cloudy with still that chance of showers and highs in the mid-70s. Well, that'll do it for this edition of the Medium Range Forecast. Tune back in next Wednesday for the latest edition. Until then, grab an umbrella, keep that rain gear handy, and stay dry out there through the weekend.